Learn English through story about the story behind my favorite invention. When I was young, my curiosity often led me to take things apart. I would open old radios, dismantle broken toys, and unscrew forgotten gadgets from the storage room. Most of the time, I could not put any of them back together, but the process fascinated me. I wanted to understand how things worked and why they behaved the way they did. As I grew older, this curiosity shaped the path of my learning, and it eventually led to the story behind my favorite invention. The invention is simple and small, yet it changed the rhythm of my life. It is a pocket-sized digital notebook that allows me to record ideas wherever I am. Before I discovered it, I struggled to capture my thoughts. Ideas would come to me while I was walking outside, waiting for the bus, or standing in line at a shop. By the time I reached home, I had forgotten most of them. I tried carrying paper notebooks, but they were too bulky, and I often left them behind. I tried using my phone, but constant notifications distracted my focus. The digital notebook solved everything by giving me a space dedicated only to thinking. The story began one afternoon during a technology exhibition. Rows of colorful lights filled the hall, and each booth displayed new inventions from different parts of the world. I walked slowly, reading descriptions and watching demonstrations. Most inventions were impressive, but they felt distant from my daily life. Then I noticed a small booth in the corner. A young inventor stood proudly beside a table with a single device placed on it. Unlike the bright displays elsewhere, his booth was quiet. Something about that simplicity drew me in. I bought the device that same day, and it soon became part of my daily routine. I carried it in my bag wherever I went. Whenever a thought appeared in my mind, I opened the notebook and wrote it down. Sometimes it was a sentence for a story. Sometimes it was a plan for the next day. Sometimes it was a question about life that I wanted to explore later. The more I used it, the more I realized how many ideas I used to lose simply because I had no place to store them. Over time, I learned the deeper story behind this invention. The young inventor had struggled with distractions for many years. He told me that he often felt trapped by the noise of modern technology. His phone constantly demanded attention with messages, alerts, and updates. It interrupted his thoughts, weakened his focus, and stole his creativity. One day, he decided that he needed a tool that could support thinking instead of interrupting it. That was the first spark of the digital notebook. He worked on the invention for nearly 3 years. He experimented with different shapes and sizes. He tested different screens to make sure the writing felt natural. He removed every unnecessary feature until only the essential functions remained. He wanted the invention to feel like a quiet space, a small room inside the digital world where creativity could breathe without interference. When he finally finished the design, he was not sure if anyone would appreciate such simplicity. Yet he believed that there were people like him who needed a place to think without noise. As months passed, the digital notebook slowly shaped the way I lived. I began to observe my surroundings more carefully because I knew I had a place to store the thoughts they inspired. I noticed details I used to overlook, such as the sound of rain on a quiet street or the pattern of sunlight on a wall. I reflected more often on my habits and decisions. I planned my goals with greater clarity, and I reviewed them regularly. The notebook became more than a tool. It became a guide that helped me understand myself. One evening, I sat by the window and scrolled through the pages of my saved entries. I realized that the notebook had captured chapters of my life. There were ideas from moments of excitement, reflections from difficult days, and questions I still wanted to explore. Each page reminded me that thought is fragile and disappears quickly unless it is written. The invention preserved these moments and allowed me to return to them whenever I needed inspiration. The story behind my favorite invention taught me an important lesson about creativity and progress. In a world filled with endless distractions, focus is a rare treasure. The digital notebook taught me to protect my attention and value my ideas. It helped me build discipline, strengthen my imagination, and develop a deeper connection to my own mind. I often share the story of this invention with friends and students. Some of them bought the device and experienced similar transformations. Others simply learned the message behind it, that meaningful change begins with simple actions. The invention may be small, but its impact continues to shape my days.